Effective trauma therapy doesn't end with insight, and it doesn't end with coping strategies. It ends when trauma reactivity decreases, when the nervous system no longer responds to the present as if it were the past. That's why effective trauma therapy must eventually include prolonged exposure, or PE, not forced, not rushed, but carefully paced, safely guided exposure that allows the nervous system to relearn safety. Because trauma isn't resolved by understanding, it's resolved by experience. For trauma survivors, certain categories of people themselves carry threat. Authority figures, power differentials, older males. That doesn't make therapy impossible, it makes therapeutic relationship part of the healing process. When safety is repeatedly experienced in the presence of what once triggered danger, the nervous system updates. At Revive Counseling, we're intentional about this. We have multiple trauma-informed clinicians, and we match carefully. And if in some cases, working with an older male therapist who leads them with gentleness, calm, regulation, becomes part of the exposure itself, not through words, through consistent, embodied safety. That's not coincidence. That's how trauma truly heals. Call Dan Cross for a counseling appointment at 918-844-4148 and get my books on Amazon, Fully Christ, Thorn in My Flesh, and Rewired for Joy. Call Dan Cross 918-844-4148.